your smiles. I know what it takes.
Hello, Kumasi. It is Wednesday, 15th of November, 2023. You are live on Orange 107.9 FM. This is the Women Lately Show, conversations worth having. We are on season 4. This is episode 7 already. And every season we have Girl Chat. Girl Chat is just a show where I talk to girls, whether they are Gen Z girls or whatever. We talk to them. We get to know what they are thinking on current issues, trending issues, and we learn a thing or two from them. So good afternoon again. You are welcome. Time check is 1:11. And in the studio with me is Dora Nana Aduti. Dora has been here. Is this your third? This is actually her third time being on the show. If you are here 3 times, you are a favorite. That's what you should know. And we'll be joined pretty soon by another lovely young lady. And we're going to have conversations covering a wide range of topics. And so before we start the discussion, I want you to introduce yourself to us, Dora. Tell us your name, your full name. I've already said Dora. And what you do and how people can contact you.
Okay, thank you. It's great to be called a favorite on the Women Lately show. Okay, so my name is Dora Nana Aduti. I run a business, and the business name is ADD Products and Services. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and what we do is we have built your perfect ultimate destination for all your organic made in Ghana products.
Okay.
So if you are looking for something quality, if you are looking for something made in Ghana, if you are looking for something organic, then you have to come to AdBrand or ADD Products and Services. We also provide services such as bookkeeping to startups, to small businesses. We provide marketing services. I know some businesses are scared of marketing, but we have some expertise that will be able to guide you through if you need that service. And then, a few other things. But if you're looking for some of the products on our platform currently are Ekumfi Natural Juice, purely organic, from production, from the growing of the fruits to the production, purely organic.
Okay.
We also have it's purely organic. We also have and it's supervised farming. We also have the niche chocolate drink. It's made of our own cocoa.
Okay.
And then we also have the Jimith roll-on. It's made from lime and ash,
Okay.
also natural.
Okay.
So you can call us on 02055848840, and we'll be happy to serve you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Dora, I'm interested in the bookkeeping you talked about. Tell me a bit about it. How does it work?
Okay, so bookkeeping basically is recording your business financials in an organized manner.
Okay.
So it's not like you're just doing the recording anyhow. We
Right.
will train you as to how to record it. There are some places you have to know where to record what. So we have something like the expenses, we have something like purchases, we have something like an asset register, we have in categories. So we train you so that if you're a business, you know where to put what. At every point in time, you know how your business is doing by just looking at the figures to guide you, to sustain you, and to help you grow.
That is impressive. And she put a number out there, so I'm sure if you're watching either live or watching the replay, you can actually contact Dora. She calls herself Dolly, I believe.
He does.
Oh, he does? So I guess people can contact you and work with you,
Yes.
right? Okay,
We are
so
happy to partner.
amazing. We're going to go right into it. Okay, so let me ask you this question. If you came across your child's diary, right, would you read it or would you respect their privacy? And tell me why.
My child.
Yes, your child, your own child.
What age are we looking at?
First of all, tell me maybe 9, 10, and
9,
then if
10.
you're a teenager as well.
9, 10, I'm guilty. I read it. She's almost 9, but I read it.
Okay.
And when I come, she has a book. She says she's writing a story.
Right.
That was how I got to know that she likes to write stories.
Okay.
So
Why do you read it?
I want to know what's going on with her. I want to know what's happening with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll read it. I think it will just come naturally.
Okay.
But at 9 years, do I have to respect her privacy?
Some parents do.
Oh.
Yes, some parents. I've talked to a few people who have said that they would only not read it. They would only read it if they felt like the child was in some form of danger.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm with you. I would read it. I'm nosy like that. I'll read it.
I'll read it.
And I also feel like if depending on what child you have, the child might be in danger and you wouldn't know. So if you're waiting to see signs of danger before you read your child's diary, by the time you do, it might be too late, right? You guys decided to wear white and jeans or what? I missed the memo. Anyway, welcome, Bibiana. How are you? Okay. We already dealt with the question that doesn't have to do with babies. That has to do with babies and you're not here, so that's great. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I think she's going to need that.
She's got what? Oh, she's not set up. Okay.
Let me put it up middle.
Okay. Tell us about you, Bibiana, before we carry on.
Hello, my name is Bibiana. I'm a food blogger and then a social media manager. I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Happy to have you the second time. So that makes you also becoming a favorite. We already answered one question, but we'll just carry on. So I'll go back to you, Dora, so Bibiana can breathe. Are there polite ways to put your parents in their place? Like to check your parents?
I believe there are, but when you say to check them, like are they doing something?
Yes, maybe they're in your
not
business and you feel like they're intruding.
They are
Is there a
intruding.
polite way to put them in their place?
My boss once said, I believe perhaps he's listening, that there is a thin line between what the Bible said in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1 and telling your parent, Mommy, this is wrong, stop it. But I think there are ways of doing it.
Okay.
You just have to, you knowing your parents, you just have to find the way around it. I have a problem with people who do it rudely.
Okay.
It is not done that way. Yes, I know, but you can find nice ways to talk to them because they are older.
Okay.
And especially for the women, I read a bit about menopause, and they go through a whole lot of changes.
Okay.
So I think there are polite ways. However, I have learned from experience that it is very difficult, almost impossible, to change the adults. So
Okay.
sometimes you just have to find a way to cope, deal with them, manage
Okay.
the situation. I don't know what Bibiana thinks.
Have you had the opportunity to check your parents, any of them?
Yes.
You've done
Yeah.
that in a polite way.
In a polite way.
How
yes.
did it end?
The question should be, how is it going?
So it's an ongoing something.
Yeah, you know, because things keep coming up, and some of them, I mean, it's really not about a win or a loss situation.
Right.
But sometimes it goes well. You know, they are
Okay.
calm, they listen.
Okay.
They listen, but like I said, the difficulty is the change. So the person has admitted, I shouldn't have done this. The person will do it again the next time, and you are wondering, I thought we talked about this. And if you have a mother like mine, she would easily apologize.
Okay.
But it will happen again.
Lucky
So
you.
you just find a way to manage it.
Okay.
It's not always easy.
Right.
You know, sometimes you get mad and you wish you could just, but
Tell them off.
yeah, you know, give them your mind. But you think about it,
Okay.
find a nice way to do it.
All right. Miss Bibiana, have you had a chance to check your parents?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Is there a right way to do it?
Yeah, I think so. So I think it also depends a lot on how you were brought up.
Okay.
So for me, I was brought up in a home where my opinions were listened to.
Okay.
Like, I remember there would be times where we all sit down and everybody would be talking about what they don't like about each other, including our parents.
Okay.
And I mean, as she said, sometimes they will listen, but they won't take it. But then having the opportunity to speak my mind, even at such a young age, it's something that has made me comfortable enough to tell my mom, you did this or you said this, I didn't like the way you said it. Yeah, so if you are from a home where that wasn't encouraged, like some people are afraid of their parents, right? I have a relationship with my mom is like we are friends.
Okay.
So it depends on that. I think there is a right way to go about it, but as I said, it depends on how the relationship is, how you were brought up, and how open you are to having certain conversations.
Okay. Amazing, amazing. We're running through because I have loads of questions. The last time we had girl chat, I didn't finish the question. So today my intention is to finish all of it. Bibiana, what is one thing you will never do, no matter how much money they give you?
One thing I would never do. It's a lot. There are lots of things.
Give me one.
But one thing, maybe deny my parents.
Okay.
You know how some people are like ashamed of their parents, like even amongst their friends, don't want to know that there's your mom. No.
You
Like,
never.
I'm so proud of them, where they've come from and where they are. So no matter how much money I'm given, I'm not going to deny them.
Okay. What's yours?
I'm thinking.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is to condone wrong, especially when it comes to money.
Shrimp.
So and I'm speaking from an experience, you
Okay.
know, where there was an opportunity for an older woman, and this is like 13 years ago, so quite a long time ago, and the woman wanted me to just, it was just a matter of signing something. So like, okay, you're not part of it, you're just supposed to sign, and shh, don't talk. Yeah, but I just couldn't.
Okay.
So I told the truth and I ran away, and I was on the run because then after saying it, I was afraid what the woman could do to
Right.
me. So I think it's something. No. I would like to keep my integrity intact, no matter what. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Bibiana, is it a deal breaker if your close friends do not support your business? Are you still going to be friends with them?
Yeah. So let me explain. This is from experience, right?
Okay.
Most times, from somebody that has built things from scratch, you are going to build with strangers than with family or with even friends.
Okay.
If they support me, great. It's amazing
It's an
that they are
addition.
supporting me. But it's like, I cannot force them to support me. And if they don't support me, I don't think I would necessarily cut off the relationship or do the same thing to them. I feel like everybody has their way of supporting.
Okay.
So my friends like this, I have a friend who, if you have a product or a business or something, she would be posting it all over the place. And then there's one friend, she would never post it. But anytime you meet a friend of hers, she's like, oh, you're Bibiana. My friend has told me so much about you. Her support is different. You may never know that she's
Okay.
supporting you.
Okay.
So you meet an external person.
Right.
So in your mind, you think, oh, this friend doesn't even care about what I'm doing. But she does in her own way.
Right.
So I've learned to appreciate people for what they can do, not force them to do what I want them to do.
Okay.
Because everybody has their way of doing things. Yeah.
That's a very mature way of looking at it.
Thank you.
And you know, I have friends like that. I believe some friends are watching. They would never post. They may probably never patronize. You wouldn't even know what they do for you. I get calls and people tell me I got a number from someone, and sometimes they don't even know the name of this someone.
Okay.
But I know there are people out there. But the thing about, okay, so this is something quite silly, forgive me. You know what the Bible said about setting the table before your enemies. If your friends don't support you, don't worry. When the business grows, which I believe it will, they will see the efforts you have put in. But I support. I think we want to see, because we are humans. We look on the outward. Yeah, so we want to see. But if you are not seeing, I know, but you see, Franca, it's amazing, Bibiana, when you have people, friends, who just buy because they just want to support your business.
Yeah.
You know, they just patronize you because they want to support you.
Right.
Not necessarily because they need a product. And I find that really amazing.
Right.
And you feel that these are really people who care about you and want to see you grow. And I'm grateful to God for such people as friends in my life.
Okay. Personally, I think when I see how Nigerians support each other, I just love it. I mean, they can be the same, maybe two food bloggers, and they are both big in their own right, but they still support each other.
we need to learn.
Yeah.
I think it's something we
Yeah,
all need to
yeah,
learn. Yeah. But if your friend has a business, at least share it for the person.
Yeah.
It doesn't really take anything away from you.
Yeah. Personally, I think I won't put that burden on my friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if they do,
it's a nice addition.
Yeah.
But I'm not building my business thinking my friends will buy from me. So then I never get disappointed if they don't buy from me,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It's just a way that maybe I deal with things, you know? So if I'm not expecting you to support me and you do, oh, wow.
Wow.
But if I'm expecting it and you don't, or even if you do little, then I feel like you should be supporting me more. I feel entitled. So personally for me, I think I'm not expecting you to support me. I'm going to build my own clientele who don't know me, because sometimes those people even support you more
They do.
than your friends, personally.
No, they do. I think
Yeah.
it's a general.
Yeah. And it's same for family as well. Sometimes your
Yes.
family will not buy from you, no matter what you do, even if you...
They will even take it and not pay.
Yes.
You know.
So sometimes it's easier to work with people you don't know, who treat your business like a business. Yeah, that's my experience. Dora,
Yes, please.
when have you had an opinion of someone you've not yet met and changed that opinion completely after you met them? Girl, she's smiling.
Oh, this is like NSMG. The question again.
When have you had an opinion of someone you have not yet met and changed that opinion completely after you met them?
When?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's happened quite a number of times.
Okay. Okay.
You know, sometimes you have an opinion about someone, and you think because of what you've heard, or because of how you see them, maybe Bibiana, because of how I see her on social media, I think Bibiana is all of that. You know, she's a celebrity.
She is, actually.
No, as in she is a celebrity.
I
She's
know
that.
this.
But you think that they may not be too nice because of what they have attained or because of where they've gone into. But you get close to them and you realize that, oh, she's so pleasant. Like, I can't believe she's doing this because they told me she's this, she's that,
Yeah.
and all of that. So yes, I've had that experience a couple of times.
Has
So
it been done to you?
Oh, a lot of times.
A lot.
Yeah.
What do people normally say about you?
I don't know where they got that impression from. Or I'm not too nice.
Okay.
But usually they get close and they realize that. So I get people tell me that, oh, I thought you were like this.
Yeah.
I don't know why people would see me like that.
Okay. Okay. Viviana, same question. When have you had an opinion about someone you have not yet met and changed that opinion completely after you met them?
I'm trying to think. Nothing comes to mind because
Okay.
most times I don't judge people based on what I see or what I hear.
Okay.
Even if somebody tells me, oh, the person is this and that, I try to form my own opinion when I get close to them. So nobody really comes to mind. Like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Like Dora, I hear a lot about me. Like, oh, I think she's stuck up, she's this, she's this. Then when they meet me, they're like, ah, you're quite jovial. I didn't know, you know. When you are on the other side, it's not very fun. Like, why are you judging me? You haven't even met me. But we do that all the time. You know, sometimes you go to school and before you get to a particular class, they tell you that this teacher is like this. You form an opinion.
Yeah.
Only for you to get there and it's like, the person is normal or even maybe one of your favorite teachers in the end. Let me read a comment on YouTube. Michael Nkrumah Apau says, always nice and worth listening to Mrs. Adote. Keep it up. Greetings, Franca. Michael, how are you? He's not in the country, right? Or he's here? You don't know? He's here. Then where have you been hiding, Michael? Let me hear from you. You are still live on Orange 107.9 FM. I am having girl chat with two girls who decided to dress alike. Did you have a chat? Did you have a chat behind me in the group or something?
Yeah.
Wow. Emmanuel Amankwa on YouTube says, go high, Mrs. Adote, you always melt my heart. Hey, Emmanuel. Her husband is watching. Thank you for joining on the Women Lately show. If you want to join, if you're watching live and you want to comment on WhatsApp, you can do that on 0541 022 318, 0541 022 318. Bibiana, When was the first time you felt like an adult? First of all, she's a soft babe.
Yeah. First time. So I would say probably in university.
Okay.
Because I was quite independent at a very young age.
Okay.
Now I don't want to be independent anymore. Yes. It's calm. So I think when I was in school, I was working. I had a fashion business that I was doing, and I was using it to take care of myself. I think at that point, I felt a bit responsible and an adult. Yeah, I think that's when it started.
Okay. And what was the one thing that surprised you most about being an adult?
The bills. It never stops. Like when I'm done paying one, the next one comes like never ending. I didn't expect that.
Okay. Dora, the first time you felt like an adult.
Never ending indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, I think when I was turning 18. Yes. I felt, that's not to say I knew anything, but just that, the whole 18, you can vote. Like my little girl would tell me. So when I'm 18, I can do anything, right? Because she's waiting to be 18. And I think that it was an exciting feeling for me.
Okay.
However, as an adult, that would be my 4th year in the university.
Okay.
That was when I actually began to take certain decisions.
Right.
Like the first time I made an investment
Okay.
in terms of money
Right.
investment at the bank. So yeah.
Right. And the thing that surprised you most about being an adult?
The bills, of course, everybody, and then the expectation. When you're an adult,
Yeah.
people have expectations of you.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is not communicated to you directly, people have expectations. You can't just do anything because you're an adult. So society has some sort of expectation from
Yeah.
you.
You're not easily pardoned, right?
No.
Yeah. Michael says, my public opinion of Dora Adoti, she disturbs my life.
Which Michael is that?
Michael Nkrumah Apple.
I think there is an error. He needs to reset.
Michael, your
Michael.
message is sent in error. She doesn't receive it. Bibiana, is it ever okay to quit? To quit anything?
Yes.
Eee, that's a strong motivational speaker say we shouldn't quit.
So I wouldn't call it quitting. I'll call it redirection.
Okay.
There are times where you are doing something, right? And you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results. Sometimes, maybe not quitting, you continue to do the same thing for, let's say, 10 years, and nothing
Right.
good will come out of it. But then, when you sit down and analyze what you're doing, and then take stock of whatever has happened, you can make informed decisions, or maybe, okay, let me take it this way, let me do this
Right.
this way. So I wouldn't really say quit as in stop doing it altogether and give up and feel hopeless. So the feeling after quitting is what defines it, right?
Okay.
If you quit and you feel hopeless, you feel like I can't do anything because this didn't work. But if you quit and you use the information that you gathered to do something else or to take a different route, then I don't think it's quitting, or I don't think it's wrong to quit in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Dora?
Okay, so there are some things you can't quit in life. One of them is life.
Okay. Okay, I
You
like
can't
that.
quit no
Okay.
matter what. No matter what. That is why Coach Franca is here. So if you have any health issues, you can come in here. But we have to understand you can't quit life.
Okay.
You have to keep working, pushing. You have to
Okay.
keep redirect, refocus, do something else.
Right.
So I think it is okay to quit. It depends on what you are quitting. For example, if you're in a toxic relationship, you have to quit.
Okay.
Yes, but of course, like Viviana rightly said, you pick the lessons from that toxic relationship in this example, and then you make good use of it so that the next time you wouldn't find yourself in the same situation.
Right.
But in terms of passion, business, I don't think you should quit. You can just refocus and then realign and then keep moving. Yes.
I like what I'm hearing because I think just a few years back, everybody was like, no, you don't quit. You have to push. You have to keep going. And some things are just not worth it.
No.
Right?
No.
Some things are just not worth it. I completely agree. Madam Soft Babe, besides money, what would you want more of?
I think for me, it's freedom.
Okay.
So the whole idea of getting money is having freedom to do whatever you want.
Right.
So the money itself is just paper, but what it allows you to do. So if you are sick, the freedom to go to any hospital that you want.
Okay.
If you want to travel, the freedom to go anywhere in the world, but you have the money for it. If you want to give to people, you have the freedom to give as much as you want and to do good.
Okay.
So for me, freedom, apart from money, it's freedom.
It's freedom. I
Yes.
like that. But you know, sometimes you have the money, but you are not free.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you have children, you are not that free. They dictate your life for you. Or maybe you have ailing parents.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes, well, but I get your point. I get your chat. Dora.
Okay, so I would mention the cousins, long life with good health.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
long life with good health, so that we can have the freedom
To spend the money.
You know,
Evelyn Asamoah says, yes, my sister on the move at Dorana and Adote, higher levels, love. Every time you come here, people come in the
People
comments and
come.
just show you love. That's exciting to watch. How do you protect yourself from burnout or from overextending yourself? I've even assumed from the question that you protect yourself. Do you?
I was about to say it. Well, I think now I'm more conscious of it. Before, you remember the last time I came here, it wasn't like that. But now I think I have become more aware of the fact that I need to have other things outside work, like spending time with friends, with family, doing things that I love. So I think it all depends on how you plan your stuff. So, for example, even though I know I'm going to work throughout the whole week, I have a specific day that is for rest.
Okay.
I have a specific day that is for an activity. Maybe I'll go out and draw. I like painting. Or maybe I'll go out and I'm thinking of taking a pottery class. Like, I like creative stuff. So
Okay.
those things, when I'm doing, I'm not thinking about work, I'm not thinking about anything. And I also love going to the gym. It's a place that I don't think about anything else. So all these things are ways that I'm able to take my mind off work and take some time for myself. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Dora, how do you protect yourself from burnout or from overextending?
vacation.
Hey.
You know, it's very. Thank you, Bibiana. I just mentioned what she wanted to add. But I think it's important. And sometimes people think you have to have a lot of money to take a vacation. I totally disagree.
Okay.
I think that. So personally, if I want to go for a vacation, I plan at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And I start budgeting for it. So I know I'm going to go in September, October. And vacation doesn't have to be Dubai.
I know, right?
You know, or Rwanda. It can be in Ghana. There
Yes.
are many, many places
Yes.
you can go to.
Yeah.
You go and search for it, find an affordable one. These days, they even have this, like the party crew. You know, they
Yeah.
organize such
Yeah.
things. You can join a day trip and just go. So I like vacations. It's nice. You know, you don't do anything. You don't cook. You don't clean. You don't sweep. You just sit there. You eat. You sleep. You go around. Have some fun. A bit of fun activity. Yeah. So that'll be vacation. And then something I learned a few minutes before we started the show. I have to prioritize and know when to do what,
Yeah.
so that I don't get burned out.
Yeah. Your phone has an off button for a reason.
Yes. Thank you.
It has a silent feature for a reason. WhatsApp groups have a mute button for a reason. So you just have to use them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your social media handles, you can silence them. You can unfollow. I always say that it's my money, my phone, my data. I can
So
do
you
whatever.
decide.
Yes, exactly. Whatever I want to do with it. PCG Hacho District. I am learning a lot this afternoon. More of these ladies. Greetings to Mrs. Adote from Harrison. Ado Daniel, I should have warned you. But then your squad. All right, back to you, Dora. How long did it take for you to accept and to love your body?
My body.
Yes, your body.
Francisca, I have always loved my body
Hey.
until what I say quite recently.
Okay.
I think you know a bit of that story. Yeah. So until that time, I had always, I don't know, but I think growing up, and that comes to how you raise your children. Growing up, we are 6 girls. My dad made us feel like Like we are the ladies. We have the ladies, you know. So he made us feel we are beautiful. My dad told us that many times. I think it actually sunk into our heads.
Okay.
So we grew up loving ourselves.
Okay.
So I didn't need him, you, Bibiana, anyone. If he didn't tell me, Daddy always told me. And once he has said it, I worked with it.
Okay.
And interestingly, maybe you get, I mean, definitely you'll meet a guy who say that you are nice. So the guy is confirming what Daddy has said.
Right.
So I really didn't have that problem with my body until recently. But even now, Charlie.
You look amazing. Honestly.
Thank
you.
you.
Look amazing.
The coach has spoken. It's final.
You look amazing.
But I think there are people who feel bad about their body because it's
a lot
interesting.
of people.
A lot of people. Yeah. I met a lady who was thinner than Bibiana, very thin, and I'll say, "Oh, you are so beautiful. You will never grow. Do you know that when you are 60, you still look the same?" And the lady looked at me and said, "You know how I wish I had your body." I said,
Oh,
wow. I was just kidding. Let's not take it seriously. But
Wow.
you have to love yourself. There's a reason you are in that shape.
Exactly.
If you don't love yourself, you make it difficult for other people to appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Madam, you have to clear the stage.
Quite a long
This one is her
story.
topic. Go for it.
Well, now I love my body, I love myself.
Okay.
It has been a journey. It has been a journey because, so when I was younger, there were these two ladies in our house that we were renting in. I mean, I think to them it was a joke, right? But then they made fun of almost everybody. And I was part of their victims. So as a child, to have like older girls say this and that, you have a big lips, you have a big stomach, you don't look this and that. It affected me so much to the extent that sometimes when I dress and I see that they are sitting outside, I wouldn't go out. Because they would laugh at you. Even like, I don't know what was wrong with them, right? So it affected me a lot to the point where at one point in school, I had to rush to the hospital because I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating at all. Like my mom would give me money and I'll be saving the money. I felt like if I eat, I'll become bigger. So I wasn't eating at all, and then I got sick and all of that. So it's something that I had to be very, very intentional about. Like these people, they are living their lives, they're happy. Why am I letting the words that they said like 10, 15 years ago still affect me? So now it's better. And for the longest time, I'm not a big fan of food. I had a very bad relationship with food because I always felt like eating means getting big, right? So even my mom used to complain a lot about the fact that I'm not eating and all of that. But let's say this year has gotten significantly better. I'm on a meal plan now. I've been working out for 2 years. And even with that, even though people will be like, "Oh, you look great," I don't see it. It's like when I look at myself, I see the old.
Still?
I mean, now it's better. Like a few months now.
Wow.
But it was just hard. I don't know. It was hard to take it off of my mind. But it's still something I'm working on. And now, I mean, I think I'm in a better place now. Yeah. Thank you.
Look how she's saying it.
Thank you.
I think I will go back to Dora's point because it really starts from your childhood. Whatever is put in your mind when you're a child, it has a lot of influence. I don't even know about guys, but for us girls, you know. For me, my dad never told me I'm beautiful. If he's listening, Daddy, you never said it. But, you know, he was that kind of really quiet kind of dad. In their generation, they were not that vocal. But my mom used to say that a lot to us, you know. And so I grew up thinking, I say this everywhere I go, I grew up thinking I was really beautiful. And even if you say anything about it, I don't care. Like, I've grown up with it, you know. And so I think for those of you who have girls, you should put the same idea in their minds. Because I've also met somebody who was very beautiful in my eyes, who never saw herself beautiful. Because she said her mom used to tell her, "Do you think you're beautiful? You're not beautiful." Her mom used to say that all the time. And so even though we were growing up and everybody saw her like, "Hey, she never, to this day, she has never seen herself as a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yes. She's married, she has kids. She still never. So I think it really has to do a lot with what is put in your head when you're growing up, right?
And then if I to add, and I'll our schools, you know, the way they give certain names. So personally, I have a problem with that. The way they give certain names to certain kids. Obolo.
Yes.
I can't remember, but it's
Yeah.
only the Obolo
Yeah.
that comes to mind. And I feel that is not cool.
Yeah.
The person has a name for a reason.
Yeah.
The mom could have chosen Obolo, but chose a name for
Yeah.
him or her. So I think that we all have to be conscious about the
Yes.
damage we are doing to people.
Yes.
Words are so powerful.
Yeah.
It would enter their minds.
Yeah.
They will grow up thinking they are not enough. I also knew of somebody who, very expressive, spoke well with confidence, but was dealing with inferiority complex because growing up, they told her she was not good enough.
Okay.
And so you see her standing out and you're like, oh, you're admiring her, you're clapping. But inwardly, she had battles she was fighting with. So we have to be mindful of our words. We have to nitika kraka, your own child. A child that one can say, well,
Yeah, I had that growing up. Whether it's true or not, I don't want to know.
No, nitika kraka. If you are my friend and you tell your child, I'll be so upset. Nitika kraka saying.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's not cool. I
Yeah.
think that we should be mindful
Yeah.
and say kind words to the children so that they can grow up with it. If it's something about them, we need to correct it.
Yeah.
Help the child without having to
Yeah.
tell them utika kraka.
Yeah, I will take it personal. Even in my kids' school, if I hear you talk bad about your own child, I'll come and defend the child. I've done that to a mother. She was like, and now, she was even talking to her child. I went in, I'm like, don't say that to my son. But that wasn't my son, right? I think we have to do more, even on social media. You don't just go comment any sort of comment on somebody's post. Because these people read it, they internalize it. And for you to talk about what happened in your childhood and you to bring up what happened in your childhood, that means that words have power and words stay for years, right? So let's be each other's keeper. When my kids are talking and they call someone, do you know the fat boy? I say, no. Call his name. Don't say the fat boy. I don't know any fat boy. Just so they know that it's not okay to label people with their features and size and all that. Michael, I see you. Let me throw in Michael's question. He says to both panelists, how do you manage and or deal with negative competition, especially from fellow women or females? Bibiana.
Negative competition.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've never really seen anybody as negative competition. Like, I'm so focused on myself that I don't see anything else.
Gen Z spirit.
Yeah. I don't see you. I don't see you.
Okay.
Right? So if you're competing with me, I mean, you're on your own.
Wow.
These things happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
I
course.
was at the bank for a number of years, and it's so there. But like Bibiana is saying, it depends on the individual. There are people who are in debt because of these things.
Okay.
Because Bibiana has it, I have to get it. Francisca has it, I have to get it at all costs.
Yeah.
But I always, you see, at the bank, I remember the small car I came with. You know, I had some of my colleagues, hopefully they are listening, who told me that, don't come and park this car here again.
Really?
Yes, because at the bank, I mean, you get certain, if you want a very nice Porsche car, you can drive it. So
But
don't
you
come
pay
and park
for it.
this.
It's not like they're giving it to you
Yes,
for
but
free.
then don't come in because that time people were taking raffles and things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So who the way basi who
Really?
It's like, yeah, really. And I think my phone got spoiled one time. It was a Samsung, very expensive phone, but thankfully the children put their screen on the floor. It cracked, spoiled. And I went to buy Infinix, and I remember how my colleagues used to tease me. Maybe they were just teasing. Thankfully, I'm not bothered by those things, because if I'm using Infinix, what's your problem?
As
if
long
it's
as
the
you
ringtone,
can
which is
hear
your problem,
the phone
I would put it on
call.
vibration, so it's not going to ring for it to make noise. But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that these things are there. But as women, as girls, we have to be strong-willed. We have to, and be content with what we have. You know, things happen to people in life at different stages. And you are not, tell yourself, you're in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you want to get better
Yeah.
by the day. You want to, your today should be better than yesterday. Tomorrow you want to add on and keep adding on to yourself.
Right.
If anything, there are people like Francisca Taylor that you can know, look up to the way they are doing their things and learn a thing or two. That is okay. But a negative competition, it will drain you emotionally. It will drain you financially. Even if you have a partner, you can fight with your partner because of these things.
Yeah.
Because you feel that this person has it. Why can't I have it? But it also boils down to loving yourself. being confident about yourself. You don't really care. If I'm driving a small car or big car, on that note, he has to get me a big car, by the way.
He will watch the replay.
Something else to it.
Okay.
And adding to what she said, the people that you see that you think you want to be in competition with, sometimes those people have been in the game for so long, they've made certain sacrifices that you can't even make if you are given the opportunity.
Right.
And I think I said this on my podcast about identity capital. Whatever you are doing, you are building yourself. Whatever you are doing, it's a vote for who you want to become. So if you see that, okay, I want to become like Franca Taylor in the next 5 years, you start building, start learning from her what she's doing. You can't start today and be like her because she's been in the game for like more than 10 years. So having her is a waste of energy. Either you find something to do or you try to learn from her. So I think envy for me, it's a waste of time because it doesn't. What does it give you? What does it get you? Nothing. You can just take inspiration from the person, look up to the person. If you think and get close to the person to learn from them, or learn from them from afar, it's better than just envying them and wanting the exact life they have. Because even if you are given the same resources, it's possible you wouldn't be exactly like her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't be. Everybody is different.
But to directly answer Michael's question, if somebody is giving me negative competition vibes, I will reduce access. I won't be telling you my business like that.
Yeah.
You get it? Because I know that, hey, do you understand?
Yeah.
You've proven to me that you are not somebody who should be close to me like that. It's not about not talking to you. But I won't be, like if I have good news, I'm not going to call you and tell you. Because I know that you're going to use it negatively or whatever. These things happen. They happen. But anyway, Nana Adoma on YouTube, she says, you are doing amazing, ladies. Hi, Mrs. Dora Nana Dote. And Mame Fokua says, great show. Today, John didn't say great show, so somebody has taken your whatever. Dora, is it true women hold their men to the same standards as their dad?
I think some women do.
You are laughing in a guilty way.
Yeah, it's obvious, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think men do the same? Do men marry their mothers, quote unquote?
That's what I have heard, but I guess it could be true. Okay, well, in my case, I think so. Not his mom, but one of his aunties.
Okay.
So he was comfortable because this girl has similar traits, just like my auntie.
Oh, okay.
So I think so, but I also think that it depends. So it doesn't mean that if the dad is, because you see, no, because you see, whatever we are, it's as a result of the things we have learned growing up, we have seen growing up. You can find a man shouting at a woman because the daddy was probably shouting on the mom, and it was okay.
Yeah.
So if he's shouting, you should keep quiet. That is what was happening.
Yeah.
So I think whatever we are is as a result of what we have experienced, we have seen, we have felt, we have touched. So yes,
you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
How about you, Bibiana?
I think it also depends, as you said, on your upbringing. So if, for example, your dad wasn't around, I don't know if you're going to look for a man that's not around. But what I have realized is that sometimes people like that are attracted to people like that. Let me explain it well. So if, let's say, you had a dad that wasn't available, you tend to go for guys that are emotionally unavailable. I don't know if it's... I've read that it's like that for some people. And I have experienced that in the past. So I started addressing, why do I go for people like this? I started addressing and realized, okay, this is why. So I think what she said, it can be true, but then when you start working on yourself and be more self-aware, you'd think about, okay, was this person or was my dad a good example of someone that would want to be a father to my children or a husband to me? If you think it's good, I don't think it's wrong to want someone who's like that. But if it's not, then you find someone that's not like that. Yeah, so I think it all depends on how you go about it.
Right. I'll just chip in that even if you choose a good man like your dad, the man is not your dad, he's your husband.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like some of the women want to make their dad out of their husband.
Yeah.
Yes, like my dad used to do this for my mom. So if you're not doing it, you're a bad husband. But no, he's just different like that. Araba Bukhari says, influence can be subtle yet potent. That's very true. That's very true. Thanks for joining us, Araba. I haven't seen you on the show in a while. I hope you're doing well. If your friend asks you if they are gaining weight and they are, how should you respond?
So if they ask, I think what is really wrong is unsolicited advice. Like you just see them, this and this and that. Like if they ask, oh, you think I'm gaining weight? What do you think I can do about it? And I think you can go about it in a very loving and kind way. Oh, I think you've added a few inches. If you want suggestions, and you should know it's like I know about dieting and fitness. So if my friend comes to me, I know she's coming to me for a reason. Because she knows, okay, I've tried it, I've done it, I've lost the weight, so I know how to help her. So I would tell her what I did or what she can do.
Okay.
But if I don't have any knowledge in that, and she comes to me, I think maybe the way I'll go around it will be different. Because me just telling her, oh yes, you gained weight or you can't bake, and not giving her any solutions, like it's just
That's
going to affect her in a bad way without any solution. So I think if I am in a position to help and she asks, I would give her the answer. I won't lie to her though. Since she has asked, I'll tell her, and then I would give her suggestions if she wants it. For example, like this weekend, one of my friends was like, she feels like she's bloated, so she's looking for solutions. So I told her like a green juice that she can do, she can drink like on empty stomachs and all of that, because I've tried that. Right? If she had not asked, I wouldn't say anything, because those things are very sensitive. Like they are very, very sensitive. Sometimes you may think that you're saying it from a place of love, but you don't know how the person is going to receive it. Yeah, so if they ask, you can find loving ways and you have solutions, you can add it to that. Or if you know someone, oh, I have this coach who can help you with your diet and your fitness, then you recommend the person to her.
You commend me, right?
Yes, I recommend you. I think Viviana has to tell me the green drink because I'm so interested so that I can lose some weight. So I think that it depends on the kind of person asking you or telling you. I am not an expert. So if somebody came and told me that, oh, yeah, and I said, oh, yeah, kids. If you have a friend like John, he will tell you, go and check your weight and do BMI. I don't know where that comes from, but I think it depends. Some people will take it however you tell them. Some people too are quite emotional and take things too hard. So if it's that kind of person, find a nice way. But more importantly, offer solution. Yes, I'm not an expert, but I know a coach who can help you. So let me direct you to Perfect Health. And then it is. But fats could be nice. My daughter said I'm fat.
Oh, wow.
Yes. My daughter said I'm fat, and I said, okay, so I'm going to lose weight. They said, no, mommy, don't. You are beautiful. I said, okay, fat and beautiful. We'll take it like that.
You are not fat, my dear. Araba on YouTube says, Grace abounds, Lady Taylor. Trust you are well too. I am, as you can see. Greetings to the lovely panelists and everyone here. I don't know if there's anyone watching who wants to join on WhatsApp, but if you do, you can do that on 0541 022 318. Bibiana, can single women be truly happy? Emphasis on truly.
Of course, a big yes. I think even if you're in a relationship, you need to have like your own individuality where you are pouring into yourself. And you know, with happiness, nobody can give you happiness. It's something that I am learning as I grow. People can add to it, as you always say. Somebody can add to your happiness. But it's like an inner work. If somebody is doing all the things, buying you all the nice stuff, spending time with you, doing everything you want him to do as your partner, and you are still not happy within yourself, those things are not going to do anything, right? So everybody can be happy, and it's everybody's responsibility to find their own happiness before anything else. So yes, single women can be happy. Life is more, it's not just about relationships. Yeah. They are amazing. Having friends, having family, having romantic partners and husbands, they are amazing. But before all those people, you have yourself first. So yes, they can truly, 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 truly be happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I absolutely agree. Okay. Yes, they can be truly happy.
You're off the market. So why are you answering?
because I agree.
Because you know when people like you say that, people usually like you're married and you come to tell me single women can be happy. But let's hear you.
Oh, but it's true. Like she
Okay.
rightly said, your happiness depends. Yes, I'm married, but my happiness does not depend on him.
Okay.
Because if it does, then you'd always be crying.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has to depend on you. Of course, it's an amazing feeling when he does certain things for you. There are certain things you can't do for yourself.
Okay.
But that is why there's not only one thing that can make you happy in life. Several. So explore the several
Okay.
and be content.
Self-aware queens in my studio today. Dora, can you tell someone's husband a secret and tell him not to tell his wife?
I'll tell the husband the secret.
Yes, I said, don't tell your wife. Oh, can you do that?
My secrets.
Yes.
I share my secret with.
With some
But I can't
questions.
trust him. You know, the way I tell people that there are certain things, personally, I had to learn. So there are some things I will never tell John about. Because sometimes my friend would say, don't. And even with that, when I was learning how to do that, there were times it nearly slipped. You know, it's not like you've planned, but maybe you're talking about something, you're talking too much before you realize, I think it's
You
coming
said
out, then
it.
you prompt yourself. The person said, don't let him know this.
Okay.
So you try to keep it. But it's most couple, they're not able to do that. It will come out.
Okay.
So if it's really a secret, then it has to stay with you.
Okay, Viviana, what do you think?
I think
First of all, especially it's those people who say that your husband was my best friend before he married you. It's those people who do those things.
So the question is, someone's husband.
Yes.
Who is your friend?
Who's your friend? And
And
you
then-
tell them a secret, your secret, and tell them, don't tell your wife.
I think it's better not to add the don't tell your wife, but you
Because once you say don't tell, they feel like they have to tell, right? I know.
With married couples, you never know.
Okay.
Yeah, you never know. So yeah, it's very tricky. So
Okay.
maybe I'll find someone else who is not married.
So you guys agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so some people can be trusted. And I think the men do better than the women.
Yeah,
The men
generally.
do better than the women. So if I have to tell one of them, I'll tell the male, the husband. If you
And
tell
tell him
the
not to tell
wife,
his wife.
the likelihood that the husband will hear in the next 21 days is 90%. But men do better with information. You know, there are some things they won't tell because the person said,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Araba says some women have nerves. They got nerves. One was having inappropriate chats with my husband and told him to delete after so I won't see. That is totally wrong. Like you're way out of line. Way out of line. Wow. Araba, how did you deal with it? I'm
But sadly,
interested.
why is the husband? This is somebody you should just block and delete.
Unless, of course, your husband is a therapist of some sort. You know those ones cannot share no matter what. Based on the
No, but
profession.
from the way she's sounding, I
It's
doubt
not like
it's
that.
it's an official
Yeah.
chat. It's
Yeah.
more of
And I actually go ahead to tell him to delete it. That means you have evil intent. You know what you're doing is bad.
personally, I don't like deleting messages because it's like the moment I am deleting, then okay, so why are you deleting? I mean, there's something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you keep
Yeah.
them? No, I mean it's not acceptable. Husband should block and delete.
Araba, how did you handle that? Bibiana, have you ever been told you are too emotional? And how did you handle it? And the actual question I wrote is, have you ever been told you are too emotional by your man? And how did you handle it by being more emotional?
I think it wasn't directly you are too emotional. It was more about, it's always about you.
Okay.
And I mean, I responded to that by shutting down and never talking about my emotions again.
Okay.
Because if you don't want to listen, there's nothing I can do about it, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I think now I am leaning more towards logical than emotional. Like even when I'm feeling emotional, it's like, okay, let's think logically for a minute if what we are doing is right.
Okay.
So even though that's what happened, I mean, I feel like I picked some lessons from there. Because you can't always depend on your emotions to make decisions or say something. Because sometimes I'll say something and In the moment, I'll say everything. I'm that person that will say everything. If I don't talk about it, I can't even sleep. But then I'll wake up and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said this. It's not like I was rude or anything, but like, if I had sat on it for like even 5 minutes, there are certain things I wouldn't have said.
So you have said differently.
Yeah, that is where the logical part is coming in. So now, even when I'm emotional, I try to give myself time by not talking to anybody about it. So I'm okay, then, okay, now I want to talk about it. Yeah.
Have they told you you've been too emotional? And how did you handle it?
Yes, and yes. Okay, so pretty much like Bibiana's, I learned to be a bit more logical. So, but when I was told the first time that you are emotional, it made me more emotional. You know, you find yourself crying and like you can't believe, like, how can you tell me that? What have I done? I'm just trying to tell you what,
Yeah,
what
she's
you're
saying
doing
it right
that,
now, guys, emotional.
you know, and I was so that's why I became more emotional and I broke down. It happened a number of times.
Okay.
But I think I grew. You know, I understood, I learned, I had more insights. And so I became better. So yes, you tell me the things. So even now, I handle things better, a lot better.
Okay.
Things that will break me down, I have learned not to allow it to break me down.
Okay.
But to break it down, rather.
Okay.
So yeah, it wasn't, but in dealing with it is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I said, we need answer. I said,
Yeah.
you know, the small thing, must you cry about everything? I have a friend that there was a big issue between she and her husband. I was like, oh, maybe you should cry so that he would understand. Like, no, you can cry for 24 hours. This guy won't mind you.
Oh, wow.
Yes. The guy, because we do open yeah.
Okay.
Then we talk about it. So, yeah, but I have learned. Thankfully, he also has learned to meet me halfway. So it made it easier.
Right.
So he's trying.
Right.
No, he met me 20%. I've done about 70%.
He will watch you. Yo.
So, have something to add.
Okay.
Just saying a woman is emotional from a man's side, I think it's unfair. Especially like the things that I have learned about being a woman this year, it's like I can't go one day without talking about it. Because as women, we are like 4 different people in a month, like different faces, different cycles, different mind states. So I think for the men here who are listening, I think if you haven't done that work, try and understand even how a woman functions. Like, I remember I posted that on my status one time about the luteal phase, and then one of my friends went ahead to click on the link, went to read it, and then there was one time I wanted to have like a very serious conversation with him, and he was like, are you in your luteal phase? I was like, how do you know about that? He's like, I went to read it. Let's have this conversation when you're done.
Oh, wow.
And I was so impressed. I was like, wow, I didn't even expect you to, you know.
Okay.
And in that moment, I was going to be emotional. Like, I know I was trying to pick a fight with him.
Of course.
And I was like, wow. So even though we women are supposed to be aware of how we are and be logical and all of that, if the men also understand why we are like this, if your woman comes to you crying and you know that, okay, she's in her luteal phase, you know that sometimes there's nothing wrong with her. She's just, her emotions are all over the place. So you try to understand where she's coming from and not just make it, oh, she's just emotional, she's always crying. But trying to understand that sometimes it's not even her fault that she's feeling like that. So this is just an advice for the men.
So if you were working for someone, I know you work for yourself.
Yes.
Will you take your luteal phase to your boss
No,
and go and cry and say, oh, I'm in my luteal phase? Who cares?
Now I handle it much better. Honestly speaking, now I handle it much better. Like, before, when I wasn't aware that, okay, even this was like, even how I function as a woman, I think because I wasn't aware, I just felt overwhelmed every time. But now that I decided to, learn about it and know that, okay, this is how it works. Now, even there are times where my luteal phase are normal, nothing is happening to me. Or even when I start getting any kind of emotions, I just try to tell myself, this is how I'm feeling. Let me just do something else. Maybe go out, maybe watch a movie or something.
Okay.
So now I'm able to handle it more, yeah.
Interesting. Let's catch up on comments. Jemima Chumwa says, you guys are always amazing. Great program. Mrs. Sadwete, your favorite sister is watching. And she says, Ako. Maybe something between you guys.
Yeah.
And then Araba is back. Araba says, it's a long story. He claims she is a good friend. Now he calls her supposed friend. This issue where Araba, You should see the drama I'm attaching to. This issue where it erupted into our first big fight and brought, I think, imbalance or brought semblance, that's what she wrote, into the kind of friends not to have. Well, I'm really sorry about that, Araba. Again, she says, women are emotional beings and there is no shame there. I find strength in my vulnerability. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
So if you don't see your emotions as a weakness, but you find it as a strength, that's another way of looking at it. I would say handle emotional issues logically.
Yeah.
Because a man cannot process emotions.
Yeah.
They only process logic. So whatever is making you cry, you can say it in a logical way for the person to understand, even though you're feeling emotional about it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not, doesn't mean I've mastered it. I'm just telling you what to do. Dora, this is specifically for you. Do you find yourself constantly trying to impress your mom, even though you are a mom now?
I don't think so.
Really? Okay.
No.
You don't do things because you think my mom would always do it this way.
I think subconsciously.
Yes.
Because she did that way, I find myself doing it that way. And occasionally I'll go back to her for an advice or two, but not to impress her. But okay, well, to impress her in the sense that when I want her to, when she sees the children, I want her to say, oh, you've raised wonderful children. So I think that is the bit I want to impress her with. Okay, you are doing well. Oh, they are good-mannered. You are doing well. That is probably what I would like to impress her with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I used to do that, even not in raising children, in everything, even in how I cooked, you know. And it took me a while. I had to be conscious and say, you know what?
Just don't.
You're an adult now. Do whatever you want to do, you know, because she would do everything. Like, it has to be from scratch. There's nothing like we are buying shito. We are buying tomato paste. We are buying gari. No, she will do everything from scratch. And so for a very long time, even if I have to buy tomato paste, it's like I'm sinning. I'm doing something wrong. That bad though, Charlie. That this is I do. I'm like, madam, the time is over. Araba says, I handle issues mostly on my knees after I rant and rave. Hey, Araba, what is the point of the knees if you are going to rant and rave? You get it?
Yeah, I do.
If you're praying about it, you shouldn't stress it. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my personal
That comes
opinion.
to the point that women are emotional. So even after
Whatever
the
you
prayer,
do, the
we
emotions
still-
will come out. Okay. I'm going to give you girls a break and then I'll tell you about who is sponsoring this amazing show. I don't know if we can finish the questions, but let me tell you about Colored Yarns. Colored Yarns is thrilled to bring you the latest in African fashion with a twist of global elegance. Colored Yarns is an African designer wear shop where clothes are made to fit. We make custom outfits for engagements, weddings, and every occasion. We've got ready-to-go jackets, casuals, church, and funeral outfits. At Colored Yarns, we offer a diverse range of outfits tailored to suit all sizes and body types, the small, medium, and plus size. Step into the world of chic style with our brand new arrivals from the UK. Treat your wardrobe to quality brand name shoes and bags like Clarks, Nine West, M&S, and Klein, Aldo, Kenyan slippers, and beaded slippers. Colored Yarns is open to all your wholesale orders from 10 pieces and above. Whether you are stepping out for a casual day or dressing up for a special event, we have the perfect accessories to enhance your outfit and elevate your style. Visit Colored Yarns and experience the fusion of African culture and international sophistication. Locate Colored Yarns inside the Kumasi City Mall, opposite Saks Pharmacy. Also locate them in Edum and Poma Arcade, which is the same building as FedEx, opposite Edum Presby. In Accra, you can locate Colored Yarns at East Legon on the Otano Cave. Call Colored Yarns on 0244 795626. Colored Yarns, where threads talk. Make 2023 the year you take your health seriously. Visit the Perfect Health Shop for a wide range of healthy products. From organic honey, molasses, assorted herbal teas, spices and seasonings, collagen gummies, apple cider vinegar, cranberry juice, and the like of these, We are always at your service. Locate us on the Dr. Adokofo Drive, Denyame, opposite the ECG office. You can call or WhatsApp Perfect Health Shop on 055-373-4616. Perfect Health Ghana, a healthier you naturally. And finally, Marie Stopes is asking you two ladies if you are pregnant and confused. Are you shy to speak to someone about your unplanned pregnancy? Did you know that engaging in unsafe abortion using unapproved drugs and harmful practices can actually kill you? Your friends are not medical professionals to advise you, but Marie Stopes Clinic's expert staff can counsel you on your pregnancy options to help you make the best choice for your future. Marie Stopes Clinic has launched a new telemedicine service for women in Kumasi. Marie Stopes Clinic offers unbiased and non-judgmental medical consultation over the phone, and this allows women with unplanned pregnancies to make their own decisions. Our phone consultations will give you a convenient way to access our services from the comfort of your home. You will receive the same excellent care from our experienced healthcare providers. Marie Stopes Clinic will help you take back control of your reproductive health. You can talk to them on 0800-208585 or WhatsApp them on 0244-208585. Welcome back from the break. This is Orange 107.9 FM. I'm in the studio with two lovely ladies, Bibiana and Dora, in a uniform. You should have told me to wear white and jeans so that we'll just match, but you didn't tell me. But anyway, we are doing girl chat today, and if you want to join on WhatsApp, you can do that on 0541022318. Let's carry on this interesting episode. If a husband goes to the market by himself to buy foodstuffs for his wife to cook, is he being romantic or stingy? That is you, madam.
It could be. It could be either.
Okay.
I don't like going to the market, so I find that really cool.
Okay.
Yes. But stingy. I also know some women want to do it because, according to them, the men want to do it because, according to them, the women inflate
the prices,
artificially
right?
inflate the prices. So sometimes they want to do it. But if it's not stressful for the man and he wants to do it, all the better. But make sure you get me the right quantity.
Yeah.
You know, because if you get there, you know how we want it. And you tell me that because it was expensive, you bought only one instead of two, it would affect the kitchen.
Okay.
And so, but I know some men do it because they are stingy.
Uh-huh.
They are very calculating. They want to calculate every peswa. But some men also do it to help their wives. Is that being romantic?
Maybe.
Not really.
It depends on your love
Bibiana,
language.
is it?
It depends on what you consider love.
Okay,
So if
well,
acts
I
of
guess
service is your
it's
love
one- is
language,
your
you
love
will
language,
really,
then-
Araba is saying how helpful. So
Yes, you are
probably that's,
helping.
yeah.
Okay, we would take it like that. They are being romantic.
Her face is saying something different from
will
what
take
they
it
were
like
saying. But what do you think? If your husband shopped for you, would you appreciate that?
Yeah, I think I will.
Soft babe. She doesn't want to go to the market.
So I know a man at our church, and he's been married for like 4 years. And he said ever since he got married, the wife has never stepped foot into the market. He will do the shopping, he will go and fill the gas, he will do everything, and he will be the one, like they live in a story building, carry everything to the kitchen for the wife.
Wow.
And for something like that would be romantic for me, because maybe my love language, maybe acts of service is part of it, but
Okay.
I think something like that. So it depends on the intent. If the person is doing it because I want to see what she's buying that's like this, then, but if the person is doing it because they want to help you, maybe he comes back from work earlier, or maybe you have a lot on your plate. Like that, the intent is what would differentiate it being stinginess or being romantic. Yeah.
And the comments around it.
Yeah.
Last week, tomatoes, no quite. What's he saying? Maybe quite. Because the market women are very generous when they see the men.
See men, yeah.
Yes. Araba says, our love language is quality time and physical touch. What do you mean, our love language? What's yours and what is his? She says, but he is naturally helpful, so it's normal for me. Oh, lucky you.
Yeah.
Araba, I hope you let him know you appreciate it.
Yeah.
right? Because some people will tell other people all the what their
Yeah,
their partners do, but they will never tell
them.
the person,
Yeah.
you know.
A huge mistake most people make.
Yes. Oh, me kunu dia, but to the
Yeah.
husband, it's just complaints left and right and center. That's amazing. I think I find it romantic.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm also the type that doesn't like going to the market, but story for another day. We live in a digital world, right? And this means that most of us are glued to our phones. Which do you prefer and why? Text or phone call?
So I think it depends.
Okay.
Naturally, I don't like phone calls, but there are certain people that I can be on the phone for hours with.
Okay.
Yeah, so text me, like whatever it is, text me, especially if you don't have like any relationship. Like somebody will just call you out of the blue at 11 p.m. What do you want to tell me? But then if somebody that I know, like a friend, or maybe someone I'm dating, or my brother, like I don't mind.
Okay.
So I think it depends, but then naturally I would lean towards text.
Okay. How about you, Dora?
It depends on what I'm doing. Okay, well, I'll probably lean towards text, but it depends. Sometimes I'm able to talk on the phone and do something else.
Yeah.
So if I find myself in such a situation, I would prefer the call. Yeah, so that I'm talking to you, but I'm chatting a customer. You wouldn't even know because everything goes well smoothly. And there are times I am in a meeting, a training, probably 3 hours, 6 hours online. I can't talk.
You
and
can
I have
text.
to text. Yeah, but I think, yeah, I enjoy texting too. But you see that the bit about the texting is the person may not get the message. You see the way you can type MAD, thinking I'm referring to Madame Francisca, and then Madame Francisca reads it as Mad Francisca, and it's a problem because maybe at that time you are in a very bad mood. And so you see the text. Why is this girl calling me mad? Like, who the hell does she think she is? You're upset. But if I probably called you, but it also depends on the kind of person.
Yeah.
Not all people. It doesn't go well with text for all people. And then the purpose for it depends. So you have to know when to use which. But I think both works fine if you know when to use which.
I agree. I would text any day. I don't like long phone calls, and you have to catch me at the right time, you know. But I also think that depending on the mood of the person reading the message, sometimes they read it in an angry way. Yeah. When you sending the message, you are not angry, you know. And so maybe when it's a sensitive issue, a phone call is better, or a voice note. At least the person can hear the tone. Yeah. Because text messages can be very like tone deaf, right? Yeah.
And then you see, let me add this, Franca, you know the texting. Now we don't even know the emojis. We don't even know what they stand for. So if somebody gives a thumbs up, you don't know whether the person said, okay, I've seen it, or I agree to it, or, you don't know. And I think there was a case like that where a customer sued the man in the US, that the customer, many months ago, the customer sent something like an order, and the person gave a thumbs up, and according to the customer, the thumbs up meant you have agreed, like
of
you
course.
are bringing that thing.
The
person was saying, no, I meant noted, seen. So texting, it's really, if you're going to text, then make sure that the person you are texting with understands your emojis, because now we use the emojis.
I know, right?
Yeah,
the emoji that has the eyes pointing here, what does it mean?
You don't even know. Sometimes with the tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
And I think young people should, for young people, especially if you're on the job market looking for a job, don't use text. And avoid emojis if you want to use text. Because try to make even though it could be a WhatsApp message, but make it look a bit official. Not a bit, make it look official. Don't go and say, hi, Franca. No, you are looking for a job from Francisca and you're saying, hi, Franca. Good afternoon, Madam Francisca.
Mad Francisca.
Mad Francisca. So then it's better you call.
Yeah.
Don't say, hey there. Ish.
It also has a lot to do with the generations, because I have a lady who, her husband told me that if she's working with you and you ask for permission, you ask for like a day off because you are unwell, and you ask for it on WhatsApp, she will sack you. Yes. She's older. She's in maybe early 50s. So she expects you to call to seek permission from work. You don't text her. Yeah. So who you are dealing with is also very important.
I think I had a boss like that. So my last place of work, my boss was very comfortable with WhatsApp. but I struggled to accept that he was comfortable because
Yeah.
my other boss, WhatsApp, like, are you serious?
Yeah.
No, you have to call. He never accepted WhatsApp. So I think it also depends on the kind
On
of person
who,
you're dealing
yeah,
with. Some
yeah.
people, WhatsApp is cool. For some people, but we need to learn. The Gen Z needs to learn. You know, one evening somebody
This is a
sent a
poster
text.
child, Gen Z poster child.
Somebody sent a student.
Uh-huh.
Hello, I didn't write my name on my index number on the sheet. Can you help me?
So you want me to call you or what? What are you
I
expecting
don't
me to
know.
do?
So the student is making a report to his lecturer. He forgot to write the
Wow.
index number. They said, hello, I forgot to write my index number. I think he
No,
mentioned
so
the
was she
name or
expecting the
something.
lecturer to call him or what? What
And
was
it was,
he expecting?
the timing too. We have to look at all of that.
Yes.
The person just sent the message. I think it was after 8 p.m. And I think it even irritated him.
The lecturer more,
you
of
know.
course.
So we should learn. I think one time I sent a broadcast message and one of my customers said, no way, don't do it again. Since then, I haven't done it again.
I hope it wasn't me.
I always
Eating at home. I just, you know, when you have, I don't know how to explain this. I have very specific cravings. So I can crave jollof rice made with butter and mushrooms. You may not find this at a restaurant, right? Because they have like a general order. So being able to put things that I want together and make it food, I think I would always go for that. I have like control over what I'm putting in, the quantities, because even outside, you don't know how many spices or what they are putting inside. So I would eat out if maybe I go somewhere, or if maybe I'm so busy that I can't cook, then I would order out. But 90% of the time, I'm eating homemade food. Also because I have the luxury, I work from home, so I can cook. Not everybody has that luxury, yeah.
Before I had children, eating out. After children, eating from home.
Any special reason? Is it about going out
I
with
didn't
them?
like to cook.
Oh,
It was a chore for me.
Okay.
But interestingly, after having children, now it's become a hobby. Yes, because I had to start doing it.
Yeah.
I wanted, maybe I was too concerned. I thought maybe they were so vulnerable. I'm not sure what they are cooking with outside. So I have to do it for them. So I started doing it. And over time, it's something I've fallen in love with. So,
and it's cheaper in the long run. Well, it
yeah,
depends on what
it
you're
is,
buying.
It is. Yeah.
What is something, Bibiana, that you've had to unbrainwash yourself about? So you were brainwashed and you have had to do the work to unbrainwash yourself.
Independent, strong woman.
Okay.
So, I'm a very, what's the word? Hyper independent person. I think the house that I grew up in, everybody's like that. We
Oh,
don't
okay.
ask for help. Everybody has to figure out their own thing. Everybody it's you against yourself. So I just grew up with, okay, I have to figure it out on my own. I have to get it. If I need something, I have to figure out a way to get it myself.
Okay.
And that has been me my whole life. But I'm like, as I go, I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't continue to do this. I need help. So, and because of that, asking for help is something that is very, very, very difficult for me. Like, even when I'm struggling, even for my friends, like, my friends will come to me for something, I'll be happy to do it for them. But I assume that me going to tell them to help me or telling them something is me being a burden to them. So it's something that I have to be very conscious about. Like,
Right.
I have to allow them to be there for me if they want to be there for me. So I think that's something that I'm still learning. It's still hard because if I want something, I have to rehearse before I tell you. So if I tell you that I want something, you don't do it for me, you have no idea how much effort it took for me to ask
Okay.
that thing from you. So it's like you've shut me down. Like, yeah, but I'm still working on that.
Okay. But you have to offer grace because people are at different stages. Like I was telling you before the show, anything, 1,001 things could be the reason why the person cannot honor your request, even though you struggle to ask, right? So give them grace as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
Ms. Dora.
I think mine would be doing it all alone.
Very
You know,
similar, right?
Yeah, similar. You feel that, especially if there are things which make me which has to do with my emotions. I am
The
very,
emotions again.
yeah, because I don't want people to see me in a certain light. Girls, that's an itching you know. But meanwhile, it's something you are struggling with, but somebody's just going to downplay it. So doing it all alone. But I have learned. I think even this year, I've had 2 people tell me you can't do it alone. It's okay to seek help. Ask for help. There are some people, they don't have to be the final destination for that kind of help, but there could be a conduit for you to use to get to that point, that kind of help. So, yeah.
Okay.
I can't do it all alone. We all need help.
Yep, we do. We do. What was the first time you felt loved, Bibiana? First time you conscious, like, wow, I feel loved.
What kind of love?
Love is love, isn't
Only
it?
love.
Love is love, isn't it? Any form that you want to talk about. I will tell you mine. When I was a child, I don't know what class I was in, but lower primary. I remember one day it was raining, like seriously raining, and I was asleep. And I think my cover cloth came off. I didn't even realize, but in my sleep, I saw my mom coming to cover me. And even now, I still remember that, and I have a very good feeling about it. So now I can put words to it, right?
Yeah.
Because it made me feel like, oh, she's got me all the time, right? At that time, I didn't know that that's what it meant, but I felt that's my first memory of feeling loved. So whatever love means, so you can answer.
yeah.
Your husband is on. He says, nice discussions. John, they were blasting you. So I hope you heard that part.
I think what vividly comes to mind is like late night conversations with my dad,
Okay.
where my dad is the first person that really believed in me.
Okay.
Even when I wasn't doing anything, he was like, you can do it, whatever you set your mind to, you can do it, they are going to be a star. Like, he used to tell me
Oh,
all
wow.
those things. Like,
Okay.
sometimes, my mom always said my dad was my favorite because I was more comfortable talking to him about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that moment, he was planting certain things in me. So for me, if you tell me that, you can't do this, it doesn't do anything to me at all,
Okay.
because like it has already been implanted into me by the most important person that I can do anything that I set my mind to.
Okay.
So I think that would be one of those moments that I felt like really loved, like somebody believes you to that extent. Yeah.
Okay. Have you thought of something?
Yes, so I think that would be in primary school. I don't remember which level, but in primary school, people find this offensive, but my dad was the one bathing and getting us ready for school.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I found it really cool. It made me feel this man really loved us or loved us, and he's got us all the time. Because as far as I can remember, my mom really never, no. Because she would always be at the kitchen getting ready, you know. We used to take food to school, so putting things together. But I would always bath you, finish with this one bath, finish with this one bath.
And there were 6
put
of
your
you.
vest and your, everything on you, and then put you by the dining table. Maybe a drinking Milo or something. So my dad always did that. The bathing part and getting us ready part.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Mother of girls. Are fairy tales damaging to girls?
I need an answer.
Yourself?
Yes, because you know we go book shopping and they want to buy fairy tale stories and Cinderella, and sometimes I'm wondering, like, do you understand? You like when you read a thing, yeah, and the prince came to marry Cinderella, and I'm thinking, is it not too young to know about a Prince Charming somewhere? My goodness, but I think that are dinosaurs real?
I don't think so.
No, because they've asked me
I
this
don't
question
think so.
before. Are dinosaurs real? Princesses in the stories real? I think
Those are
that
fairy tales. They're not real.
yes, but you see, they will still come asking. So why do they write about? Can't they write something which is real? Once it's in the book, then it has to be real. But I think that so what I do is that I try to let them understand. I think there was an animal, I don't remember. They asked their dad. The dad said he was going to research and get back to them. I think that we have to let them understand these things are there. They are part of us. You can't run away from them. But they are not real. They are just stories. Maybe just to make you think and be a bit creative. And I think that when my bigger girl started reading maybe that's where she got the inspiration to write her own stories and has started writing it. So it could be damaging if it's not controlled.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want a child to grow up having a lot of fairy tale information in their
Yep,
mind and thinking
yep.
that there's a Prince Charming somewhere at Orange FM when it's time to just come and pick her up. So
Right.
I think it should be in a controlled environment. Once it's controlled, that should
Okay.
be fine.
I actually heard of a woman who would read the story to her children. They should be like, and Snow White went to Harvard to read law.
Okay, I like that.
So that the child will know that it's not all about Prince Charming coming to get you. After that,
Yeah.
there's life beyond that, right? But I think that at least in my generation, a lot of the women were reading Mills and Boons and some. Hey, why are you looking at me? You haven't heard Mills and Boons before. Proper Gen Z. It was a whole romantic series. I never read it, but that was what people were reading at that time, right? And I feel like it gave some people a certain idea about how men should be, like hyper romantic, which most Ghanaian men are not, right? But Ghanaian men are good in their own way, but they will not be like the man in the book. So I feel like a lot of people struggled to make peace with the man they had and that romantic person that they had read about for years, you know. So for me, well, I don't have daughters, so I can't say I won't let my daughters read it, but I think there are equally good African stories around that you can let your children read, you know, as compared to these fairy tales. But that's just my 2 cents.
But I think the Gen Z people, you guys do telenovelas, don't you?
Yes,
That's
TikTok.
more like that. It's worse.
Relationship
Father, it's
goals.
worse. You know, they watch this Alejandro thing and they think that, please see this. Ours is worse. It's not even, you see with telenovelas, you can say that it's acting. But with social media, it's like you are seeing people doing things for people, you're seeing so many different things, but you don't see what is happening behind the scenes. You only see the highlights.
Yeah.
They went on vacation, but do you know what happened before the vacation or after the
They
vacation?
fought.
So if you are not conscious of these things, like it can easily affect you.
Yeah.
And you may be with someone who is good for you, but then you think, oh, he's not buying me flowers. He's not doing this, he's not doing that. And, you're going
And the
to be
thing is,
that
you don't
person.
even want flowers.
You don't even need it. Like some of these things. Yes, some people don't even have time to go for the vacation, but because somebody is taking their girlfriend to a vacation, they want it. But you won't even get time because of the work you are doing. So you have to know what you want. You have to be very conscious of some of these things and know that everybody is different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it can really, really affect you. Because it's
Yeah.
nice. When you see it, it's nice. I'm not even gonna lie. It's nice.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's
Couple
nice.
goals. Couple goals. And most of your couple goals, they are breaking up. Anyway, Jemima Chumwa says, girls, dad. I think she's talking about your dad. Araba Bukari says, I love that. Harvard. She's talking about the Snow White example. She says, novels, dear. We read, Atimeni so wine.
Hired for a job. Okay, so I think the first time would be when I completed. Wait, was it? When I completed university. So before then, I had done jobs, but it was my own thing. So when I completed university, I still had chef lifestyle that I was planning to do myself, like on my own. But then there was this startup that I saw they wanted to recruit people for social media, like digital marketing in a sense. And that was the time that I was getting more interested in digital marketing. So I was like, okay, let me give myself some time to learn this. I'll take up this job. There are so many things I can learn. And also because it was a startup, I knew that it's still in the beginning stage. So there are so many things you can learn. So I took up that job. And it was, I don't know whether all jobs are like that. I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't think I would take up a job again. But even the recruitment process, you have to take several courses, and they were all like certification courses. So that's why I started getting my social media management certification courses, 2 of them. You have to take a course in bookkeeping, customer service, all those things. And you have to pass before you even go to the next round where you have an interview.
Is that business still alive?
Yeah, it's alive. It's called Wheezy Digital. They're like a social enterprise. Yeah. You need to have a lot of skills before you get into that company. So even getting into it, even if you're not picked, the amount of skills that you get before you get into it. So I was like, okay, this is something that I want to see through, because I realized I was learning so much. So at the end, I think we were like 60 or 100 people, and they picked only 8 people. Yeah, so they yeah, yeah, they all did like the courses. So the first part was you do the course. So lots of people were able to go through the course, and that's when they see that you're not even serious because you couldn't even finish the course. Then after that, you go through the interview stage where they ask you questions. So the interview stage is when I told them that I have my own brand that I'm running. That is what I want to do long term. But I feel like this is also a place that I can learn and I can give something. So I want to do it on a part-time basis. So I negotiated with them, and I was doing 3 times a week. So I'll do Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll do something for Chef Lifestyle. Yeah, so I did it for 8 months, and in those 8 months, the things that I learned, it was just amazing. Like, even like the CEO and the founder himself, the things that I learned from him, like how they do their things. I don't know about other companies, but it was really, really amazing. Like, they have meetings on Mondays where everybody, it was like a ground level kind of company. Everybody could say anything. You wouldn't even, if they don't tell you that this is a CEO, you wouldn't see it. But he was still able to enforce work. It wasn't like because you are free with you can't do anything that you want. And even how they plan their stuff, their vision board, their OKR. That's where I learned what OKRs were, and you know how I have to have systems in businesses, and I think that is part of the reason why I'm very organized. Even though I was organized before, but it was like now I know systems you can use to be organized. So yeah, it was very intentional for me, and sometimes it may not be what you want when you look at other things like money. The money wasn't, but I didn't go there for the money. But at that time, Chef Lifestyle was giving me something small too. But I went there because I want to learn all these things so that I can apply it into my business. So now, like, even if I start something else, I always know what to do throughout because I have been through that phase where somebody is building a business. I've seen it from scratch. So yeah, that was it for me. It was a very, very nice experience. And I still have like a relationship with them. Sometimes when they have like workshops, they can call me to come and speak there. Yeah, and when I was there too, I was because they knew that I was already in social media, I used to do a lot of speaking and a lot of workshops for people. So I also built my public speaking skills there. So it was a very, very good environment for me. Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. It's my first job.
Your first job.
Yeah.
Okay. I think everybody's first job, okay, for most people, is where you go to buy experience because the money is always not good, but you get a lot of experiences and knowledge from. So my first job was a microfinance company right after national service, and yes, so I went for the interview. I don't think there was any aptitude test, and there were many people there. They said they needed about 5 people, but we were over 100. I don't know if I went with my sister Jemima. I don't know if she would. But there were so many of us, you know, people in suits, and I wasn't in suits. I was wondering, where am I? Because you're just wearing your normal shirt with some skirt and a bit of a high heel, and you're wondering, the way men are in suits, men in suits, black suits. But it went fine. I think they said they were impressed. But I think sometimes at an interview, I mean, this is not part of it, but sometimes at an interview, it's not really about answering the questions correctly. It's the attitude you put up. Because when I finished, they told me, you smiled a lot. You are looking for a customer service rep, and we think you're a best fit. Yes. And, well, I don't know how I answered the questions, but, well, they said, a smile got me a job. So you don't be too overconfident. Just go. If you don't know, I don't know. I'm sorry. But keep a good posture, because now I read that what employers are looking for is not a qualification. Somebody with the right attitude. Exactly. So... Exactly. So go there, let them portray to them that you have the right attitude, ready to learn, and you are good to go. But the money was nothing to write home about, but I learned, and that was the stepping stone to my banking career. No, most people.
Mine was a really good paying job. Anyway, Bibiana, the first time you experienced loss, don't come and cry.
Oh, so I think the first personal one was my dad. The other one's like a grandma you don't know, an uncle somewhere that you never heard of. Yeah. So the first one was my dad. That was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
A few days after Ebony died. So I remember I was in a car. I don't remember the person I was in the car with, and then I think it was my mom, and then she was like, "Oh, Ebony girl, like, oh, she's so young and she died or something like that." So like that whenever I remember that, I remember Ebony too. I don't know. Yeah, so I saw my dad like 2 weeks before he died. So I came home. I was in school. I came home, and then I realized he wasn't well. He wasn't sick, but he was like, he didn't look well. So when I went to school, if I think a week or so, my mom was like, "Oh, they're going to the hospital," and he was fine and everything. I mean, as far as we knew. Yes. So the day I got the news, it was a few days to our mid-semester exams. So I was just there. So we have a church group, and then they were saying some weird things in the group. Oh, this is so sad. And most times I don't even read the church group. So I was like, wait. I don't know why this message feels so personal. Nobody had mentioned my dad or anything. But I was like, I just felt it. I was like, what's happening? And then the person was like, it is well. And then I was just there. I had even woken up from sleep. So before then, a day before that, I had made the decision to go and visit my dad. But he told my mom that I shouldn't come. I don't know why. So that day I was like, okay, today I will go, because like he has been there for like 3 or 4 days. So I was there, and my brother from UK called me. He's like, he was 18 then, and he was like, "Is it true that uncle is dead?" I was like, "Which uncle are you talking about?" Nobody wanted to tell me, and he's the one that broke the news. I don't even know who told him, because I was like, "How is it that everybody knows but I don't know?" So I started panicking then, and then like at that time I went to tell my friends, like, "I don't know what's happened. I feel like something has happened," and they were like, no, don't worry, nothing has happened. Don't worry, we'll be fine. So later on in the evening, my older brother called, and he was like, he wants to come and pick me. I was like, since I went to school, my brother never, 5 years, he never stepped foot into my school. So why are you now? So that's when I started sensing that there was something wrong. So he didn't even come to the hostel. He came to Tech Junction, and I went to meet him. So when I went to sit in his car, my younger brother too was in the car, and then he was like, so when we started driving, he was like, this is what has happened. Dad has passed away. And at that time, this song was playing. It's been a long, I hate that song.
I know.
I don't want to ever hear that song. So I just started crying in the car, and we just go. So we go home, and then there were so many people there. Everybody was crying. My mom, she was just looking. I couldn't even look at her, because.
Oh wow.
And then I started crying, and this woman came like, "Don't cry." I tell me not to cry. So she told me I shouldn't cry. I should be strong for my mom and something like that. So I had to stop crying. And then what happened again? So they started making preparations, and I had to go back to school because I was preparing for exams. So the day of the 1 week was the exact day that we started the midterm. So I even went to school class to write, and then one of my lecturers was like, "Oh, why are you here? We know that you are," that's why he said, "You are good, so we would have even given you marks. You should go to them." I was like, "No, I want to write." And honestly, I don't know what I wrote. I don't remember what I wrote. I think they just gave me something, because I think I didn't write anything. So after the exams, I went to the 1 week, and then I came back to school, and then they made preparations for the funeral and everything. It was done. And after I think I started grieving after everything, after everybody has gone home, all those who said, "Oh, now we are coming to take care of you," that we didn't hear. We didn't hear from them
The lies.
That is when it's like, now I have to sit with all these emotions. And at that time, I had this roommate, and this roommate also went to a certain church and went to get mad.
Hey.
So she had to go home, and now it was just me in this big hostel like room, and with like a roommate who, that one is a whole story for another day. Like she was doing so many crazy things. Sometimes I wake up in the evening and she's standing on top of me like this with her eyes. It was crazy. So I was finding a way for her family to come for her. So all that time, like there was so many things going on, and it was like a very dark time for me, because I was just processing so many things, and it was like all the things that in the past I didn't allow myself to feel and think about, everything came together at that point, and it's like I don't know how I survived that moment, because I can't describe how I felt, but that was when I had the chance. I was like, okay, now nobody is here. Nobody can tell me that I shouldn't grieve. I can grieve now. Yeah, so it was a very, very, and I still, like, even after he died, like, there are days that I still remember him. His birthday, my birthday, Father's Day, Christmas. Because Christmas, like, the whole neighborhood, you buy toffees, you buy biscuits and share for all the kids. He liked those things, celebrations. You buy Christmas decoration. Ever since he died, we've never done that.
Okay.
He was the one that would do it, buy Christmas decorations. Like, he was always excited for those kind of things. Father's Day, like, those kind of things. So, it's still an adjustment, but it's gotten better. Yeah, but I always remember the good time. I think that's why maybe he didn't want me to see him. He wanted me to always remember him as that man.
Right.
Yeah, I always try and remember the good times. He has done his job by bringing a wonderful girl into the world.
You've done well by going through that without crying.
Yeah.
All the best.
These are things which are difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
But okay, so you said the first.
Yes, first time you experienced loss.
Okay, so that will be January 2009.
Okay.
So that's like 14 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, and
If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Because I don't want you
so
to
he
break
was
down.
he was a friend. I think a friend I liked so much, and I really, really liked. Yes, but I couldn't really get the chance to tell him how much I liked him. So I think that was really painful for me.
Okay.
And then school had resumed, and I had gone to school ahead to do some church stuff. You have to go and prepare the place for before the other people come. So it was a Sunday evening. School was school had resumed on the Friday, and then Monday registration was going to begin. I had spoken with him on Saturday night. We even had a fight. And then Sunday, so after the fight, usually he's the one who would call. But from Sunday morning, I didn't get a call from him. So I was like, hey, this guy, he didn't feel him body. Me, I just did my one corner. I knew he was going to call. He hadn't called. I also didn't call because he would always be the one to call. And then in the evening, at 6 p.m. in front of Nana Duma, who's still, I get a call from his best friend that Ibu has passed on. And I think I couldn't, I didn't know. That was the first time. And there was no family member there. There was no one, but I had 2 great church members who assisted me. Yeah, thank you. And it was painful because I was telling myself, this semester, I'm going to tell him how much I like him. Because, if somebody likes you and like him back. He was a great guy. He died really young. It was difficult. It was a very, I think John knows about it. But it was a terrible experience. And but his mom was there. It was actually his mom who was encouraging me. She would call and tell you have to move on, you have to live life, you have to, it's happened. So my parents knew about it. I'm sure my sisters are laughing now. Because one of my sisters, are you sure he was not your boyfriend? Because the way you are going about this thing, we are scared. My mom would go like, you are growing lean by the day. So what if I had died? Yeah, it really had a great effect on me.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We've gone through life. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he's proud of you, wherever he is. Araba says, people will just be going for review, then fiam. They are gone. Hey, I lost my brother-in-law like that. Awesome gentleman. Condolences to all who lost loved ones. Yeah. Loss is a big deal. I won't say mine because I'm already pre-emotional. Viviana, if you could come back into the world, would you come back as a man or woman?
I love being a woman. I'll still come back
Soft
as a woman.
baby. How won't you?
So that I'll still be soft. That's the one, you have to be hard. You have to be the provider and the protector. I don't want to do that job.
How about you, Dora?
I keep telling people I would always come back as a woman.
Okay.
There are many opportunities for women, unless you don't want them. And I think our men don't have it that way. So, yes, we would always come back as women.
Same for me. I never want to be a man. Like how? Look how Frimpong is suffering. Look how Frimpong is suffering. Money or love?
Give me the money.
Money or love?
Oh, Viviana.
They are watching you.
Love.
You go explain.
I'll choose love.
You choose love,
Yes.
and you be hungry.
No, you won't be hungry.
Love
But
doesn't
if
pay
you love me,
ECG
you're
bills.
supposed to go out and do something. And
He's
bring me food.
hustling, no money,
Oh,
but he loves
something
you,
will come
and you're
out of
hungry. Hey, wait, sure.
No, but love with vision and hard work. I'll go for love.
In
Potential.
between them
Yeah, love with vision and hard work. I'll go for that.
and potential. So this one says, give her the money. She has said her truth. Araba says, women, dear, you know, go get to is cool, even with all the pain, physically and emotionally. Yeah, I think I've recently become very aware that men really go through a lot. I think we are very focused on our struggles as women, but like Bibiana said, provide, protect. It's a big deal. Like your dad has 6 children. Now that you're a parent, can you imagine the amount of pressure that was to provide for the 6 of you? You know, so Charlie, we want to be women. It's fine.
We don't want that.
Jemima Chumwa says, may his soul continue to rest well.
Amen.
I think that's true. She knows it.
Yeah, she knows.
I will not answer this money your lab. I don't want trouble. It's pretty privilege a thing, and have you experienced it before?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. And I mean, I've experienced it a couple of times. Especially when you start taking care of yourself and you start investing in how you look. Because, you know, I don't think there's an ugly woman or an ugly person.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how you carry yourself, how you look, how you're put together. Because even recently, I went for a wedding and people were like, hey, so you were this pretty, you didn't look like this in school. One of the guys kept saying it. It's like, you didn't look like this in school, you weren't that nice. I was like, it's not like I wasn't that nice. I had not maybe found out the things that I have found out now. I had not invested in myself and how I look and all of that. But now it's like something that I do consciously.
Right.
So it makes you, even how you speak to people, how your whole aura, you can be maybe made in somebody's eyes, but how you carry yourself can make you more pretty than someone that's even prettier. And it's a thing because most times when you go out or you're somewhere, you're able to get certain things. Like sometimes people will make you jump lines, or maybe give you certain preferential treatment because you are pretty or because you're a woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a thing.
Okay.
Me, I will take advantage of it today. If you let me take advantage.
How about you, Dora?
Yes, and I want to add to the fact that I also don't believe there's any ugly woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's what we put on what. So you have to know who you are, what works for you.
Yeah.
I have one of my big sister cousins. She never wears skirts. She wears trousers, and she looks fabulous in them.
Okay.
Yes, I know some people. So when you know you and you are conscious about it, and you know what works for you, you combine them. You're good to go. Yeah.
I also think it's a thing. And recently I was telling someone, often I get stopped by the police. Hey, fine girl. Hey, fresh girl. And you're quiet. Then they let me go. So I'm like, imagine I was carrying something. Yeah. You get it? I have just been let go because,
You're a fine girl.
you know, but I think that you should use it. You shouldn't abuse it. Yeah. But you should use it to your advantage, right? Hopefully you are not stepping on any toes doing that. But you should present your best self forward all the time.
Always.
And you get the results you're looking for. Araba says, have you read Ephesians 5? Men have a lot to do. I know, we agree. Respect is earned, not given. Do you agree?
Well, for me, I think I just give everybody respect. Regardless, like, how should I even put it? Let's say that I meet someone, automatically I would want to engage with you in a respectful manner. But if you start being disrespectful, then maybe that's where the end will come in. But then generally, like anybody at all, whether it's a child, whether I feel like everybody deserves to be respected.
You have to go. Cut it off now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I have two questions. I'm going to give each of you one. Dora, a woman becomes a reflection of how you treat her. If you don't like how she's acting, look at how you are treating her. Agree? You agree? You won't take any personal responsibility.
No, so this is in terms of, I'm
A
guessing it's a
relationship,
relationship.
yes.
Absolutely. However, if you're a woman and you are listening, refuse to be a reflection of somebody who is meting out bad treatment to you. Refuse it.
Okay.
Choose to reflect what you want to reflect. I think you have to do it consciously.
Right.
Because, yes, it's nice when the person is, for example, showing you so much love, you glow, you are always happy. But if the person isn't, doesn't mean that you should always be depressed and sad. No.
Yeah.
Get up and do something. And
All
please let me end by saying this. A story, something I learned from UniJ recently, and she said, if you are not 40 years old yet, you are in the broken heart zone.
Hey.
Yes, because a lot of things will happen. You know, you are still growing in terms of relationship, marriage, and all of that.
Right.
So don't let it break you,
Okay.
but make the best out of it. Take opportunities and explore.
Okay. Final question to Bibiana. What is the right way to apologize? You know, some people say, if you think I've offended you, sorry. What is the right way to apologize?
I think the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge what you've done. It's very, very important that you acknowledge that, okay, I did this and this is how it made you feel. Not because the person is saying you did it. Like you said, if you think that's not the right way to apologize.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you acknowledge first that you accept what you've done. It's wrong. And then the next thing is you ask for forgiveness. So I acknowledge that I said this and that. I'm really sorry. The last thing is change behavior. If you say that I admit that I did this and that and I'm sorry and you go and do it again, it means you're not sorry. So you acknowledge, you apologize, then you change. I think that's the best way to apologize.
Okay, amazing. Thanks for joining us on the Women Lately Show, Dora and Bibiana. I have been your host as usual, Francisca Taylor. We will be with you next week. Next week we are talking business, small business. And so get your books and your journals and everything ready. And we've got you. Thank you for joining us on the Women Lately Show. Good afternoon.
I think so.